And first up, it's going to be Todak from Malaysia. It's Chiku, Moon, E1, Stu, and Formaze.
That's right. This is your star-studded lineup hailing from the MYSG region, representing once again. They have once competed back in M1, securing a third-place finish.
Wow.
So, yep, definitely having a great track record so far. Now they're trying to set the bar even higher.
Yeah. Do confirm this for me, my guy. You are from Malaysia, and you know this team a little better than I do, admittedly. Stu, I hear Stu is an interesting choice to play for the first game.
Indeed, and usually it will be X-Ray in the first lineup as the backbone of the team, where he usually goes on towards the fighter, or you could say the off lane in particular. So having Stu does throw them a little bit of an oddball towards the side of Omega. So I guess when it comes down to all these drafts, it may be affected on how Omega will be going for the picks and bans.
Okay, all right. Stu here, possibly the shot in the arm they need, or it might be a risk. Who knows? We'll see in just a bit. But right now, on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, the boys from the Philippines, it's Omega Esports, Curtizi, Heat, Hajizi, Kenji, and Yelly Hayes.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that you guys in the Philippines will know them to be the most aggressive team out there. And of course, they're still trying to be in their top shape to be able to best out not only Brent Esports, but other teams such as RQ Hoshi and even more to come. But first, facing off against Todak. So what would you say about this entirety of the lineup since you've been casting some of the matchups?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Back home, I would... some folks would call an Omega loyalist, is because, of course, when you're a fan of the Philippines or just Mobile Legends in general, it's all about the black and yellow. It's all about the Brent Esports, right? But Omega Esports, I do believe, with a spotlight on their jungle player, their core here, Hajizi, their assassin.
To actually suppress all these sort of the firepower coming in from the side of Todak, but the answer with the Akai.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe this is the best tank in the game right now. Given how outplays are all the more possible, you have a solid body, and the damage output, it's not nothing. So yeah, this is going to be Tank Akai, two side laners in Cho and Khalid for Todak. While Omega Esports, you did mention they have a solid amount of CC, and I do understand it's more of just targeted CC. It's single point and click precision CC coming in from Omega Esports, and now, ladies and gentlemen, it's just a matter of time. We're loading into the land of Dawn. Omega Esports versus Todak, the Philippines versus Malaysia. Again, Contra, this is going to set the pace for the rest of M2, not just the group stages, but even into the playoffs, because two series per day.
Go and towards the land of Dawn for Game 1 in the M2 World Championship of Mobile Legends. Bang Bang. Over right here with me, casting alongside is definitely going to be Leo Gaming, and I'm Contra. And we will not forget to thank Singtel, our partners in esports, to unlock lag-free and ultra-fast gaming experience with Singapore's fastest 5G network. Keep calling and get the edge you need on your road to Mystic and MLBB with Singtel.
Oh, look at this. Heat starting it up strong. Again, this is going to be key. You gotta bother Chiku. You gotta take away these purples, these oranges, and the Serpent's still alive. Maybe a third of health left. Heath is just working his mask. He's saying, you know what, this is a non-starter. Could not get it.
Oh, he actually dives in a little bit late to the scene, and it might just be punished. He's already used his flicker as well. He needs to get out of this, and I believe that that chunk of health left, he's got to back away.
Oh, Curtizi super aggressive up top, cutting the lane already. I do believe this is maybe just the second or third wave. Oh, the duel! It's happening! Formaze already goes in for the flicker. That's out. Curtizi looking for a dash. Can he find him in the bush? Oh, he gets it!
Whoa!
That's first blood for Omega Esports.
Just look at that blow, and Curtsy still at it once again, and E1 tries to finish him up, and he managed to make it out!
What?
Absolutely insane! Omega Esports not only got the first blood, but he makes it out alive.
With relative impunity. Not the team, but the fact that he was not punished at all. That was a big three-man rotation sent in by Todak, and in mid, that's gonna be Moon being hit by the Mountain Shocker, survives with just a sliver of health as well.
Yeah, and I am definitely excited to see what goes up next. A lot of all these flickers have already popped up from the side of Todak, and they are forced to play passive all the way. Now, Kenji is also controlling his lane relatively well, so if they were to choose to roam, definitely could be great.
Now, looking at this, we got it all wrong during the draft, I must admit.
Yeah.
It's actually the Ruby and the Khalid, and then the Benedetta and the Cho facing off. Now, Heath just checking the bush, seeing who wants in. E1 goes for the bite, now starting this very first turtle. Again, we talked about this in the pre-game discussion. Counters and timers are just way up. That's the first turtle going over to Omega.
Yeah, and Omega Esports, like we said, really put the pedal to the metal on this one as they managed to really rake in on the goal. They're already 1K ahead, and he forces E1 to back away. He has to find a different angle to perhaps give a little bit of support heading down towards the bottom side. But oh, Yelly Haze to be having some danger right here.
Ooh, there's a Mountain Shocker alongside the ejector. Oh, they're going to go for the neck, and Moon goes down. E1 survives. Not much he could do to help out his mid laner, and now Chiku, BMI out, goes for the duel. That's going to be the blazing duet. Oh, it's not a duel if it's a 2v1, and he's out.
Yeah, he knows he's got no business there being a 2v1, and all he can do is just get as much of those creeps as possible. And now Kenji possibly will be just, you know, doing what he can just to sustain, and Stu will just be quite an annoyance to deal with.
Yeah, Contra, let me make a quick prediction here, and let's say a call. Hold up before that. Nice ejector, 3-man rotation. Not much Stu could have done. I was going to say, if that didn't happen, and these two side laners here, top and bottom, just continue doing what they did, it would be a slow crawl win for Omega. It's because they're winning these side lanes, right? But then Heath comes in with the massive rotation.
Indeed, and you just see that Todak just haven't seemed to find a way to respond to this at all. This is not what they're used to in the early game, and it's really costing them a lot. Now, you can see 3-0, but all they have to do is just to hold on and eventually look for that mid-game fight. But oh, Winter Dragon in towards the mid side. As you can see, Boone dies in as well. Yeah, Lee Hayes gets caught out, and it's gonna be Eve. They'll be forcing the flicker out of 4 maze, and he finally pops that away.
Nice Hurricane Dance to save himself, Heath, and Hajizi. There's not enough damage between the both of them, so even E1 gets away, even Moon survives. Now, real quick, big fight in the river. There's a Rampaging Sandstorm. Stu gets one. Down goes Hajizi. The machine needs some maintenance.
Oh, man. Speaking of the machine here, he's going to be flipping Moon over like a burger patty, and man, he definitely doesn't want any of that sort of pressure going on. He's going to be backing away, but fixing back down and towards the bottom side of the map, we do see Kenji just enjoying his time over on the bottom side after getting that one pick off. And of course, that might just happen again to that Khalid if he's not careful enough. But over the KZ side, the 1v1 is commencing.
I love it how top lane here is all about just the mechanically skilled heroes. It's just, yeah, the Shunpos and just the dashes on the Cho versus the parries coming in from Cortese, and the dashes is infinite, right? But right now, look at this. Kenji, with the help of Hajizi, of course, off camera. That's going to be the Mount Shocker checking him out. Ooh, trap set in. Quick take on the turtle first for a good fight. Here we go, charging it up. Let's see what happens. Blazing Duet out. Chico, I love how he's so disciplined.
Yeah, he's definitely holding on towards that trigger at the moment, and for me, it's just getting as much vision as he can. Just looking at the itemization right now, we do have Stu already having half the season. Oh, it's going to be Eve that will be able to pull E1 right in. And that is definitely quite a worrisome affair. But, well, we do have the Demon Hunter Sword out as well for the side of Chiku, so that's going to be great.
Yep, but right now there's a top lane fight here extending into the river. E1 just hops out. 1,000-pounder to save himself. Oh, there's a flicker and an arrow for good measure by Moon, saving his teammate. And that's going to be another failed engage. Okay, so the first 5 minutes were relatively action-packed, and I think these two teams now respect each other a little more. Now May's looking for an engagement, and he backs out. Arrow finds no target. Blazing Duet by Chiku, going 1v1 against Kenji. Yeah, I don't think Kenji should pick this fight. He'd get kited.
Yeah, definitely he has already had a lot of his HP down, but he gets back up, quickly regens, and all the way back in. Stu is going to be engaging right here with the Sandstorm, and this 1v1 is not looking in favor of the side of Kenji. He opts out with the flicker.
That's going to be a fight that he does not want to pick up. And ooh, Maze already picking up the Blade of Despair. He means business as he takes these smaller creep camps up top. But now, that is a Hurricane Dance that E1 regrets. And there's an ejector on the Chiku. The first death for the jungle player for Todak. And there's some revenge on the Yelly Haze. But Hajizi gets the third one. Will there be a fourth? No, it's going to be a trade instead. Heath is still alive. How did Heath survive?
I don't understand. They went in 1 by 1 and easily give up the mid lane tower. And Omega Esports just got so many freebies going their way. They're definitely enjoying what they can possibly take at the moment.
Not a single turtle missed, and now they're going to take their third after that quick rotation and conversion in mid after what I believe was a 3-for-1.
Yeah, and I definitely think it's not even worth it for them to really dive in towards the side of Heath. Like, what do you actually get by just shutting down a jaw hit? Absolutely nothing. And now E1 getting caught out again, and you can just see Heath is just in every single one of these team fights.
And already Mr. Fundamentals, as some folks would like to call him, sitting at 1-0-5. And here's the thing, Contra, do note, he is playing with Pull Yourself Together, so you kill him, he comes back all the sooner. He doesn't care.
That's right, Leo. Like, all you have to focus on is all these sort of hyper carries coming out online. And oh, one more ejector all the way to the back. They cast the Selena, and Moon is out of it. Picture right now. Omega 8-3.
Wow, Moon was just thinking like about what he's gonna have for lunch, and he's like, hold up, there's 3 members of Omega on me. I was not planning for that, and I think Todak, they were thinking maybe a step ahead, and they were like about to rotate, but it was just too late. Again, the fact that Yelia is here, has the Eudora, means he's playing for the neck. He's playing for keeps, and there's another one. Ejector into the back. E1 goes for the Hurricane Dance. They just need one more hit, and oh, not enough Smart Missiles to finish the job, and there's a hook in by Kenji. Going for the finish is Hajizi. That's a double. Moon goes down finally, and another turret.
Well, what can I say? It's just a straight-up stomp right now where you could just see Heath outright bullying this Akai. Every single time he sees that panda's gonna go extinct, and seems like there's gonna be another one biting the dust. And once more, E1 goes down.
Ooh, Stu tried to help. I see that. Stu tried to help. Goes in with the Rampaging Sandstorm. I'll stun him. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's not enough. He survives. He goes back in. And I think Quick Sand Guard would have been a little too dangerous, given that Yelly Haze was there as well. Could have gone for the stun, stop the shenanigans. And right now, the map is looking mad blue, Contra. It's looking mad blue. And Omega Esports, this is what they're good at. Again, they know the steps between A, B, and C. You take them to like maybe J and K, things get a little shady, but it's not gonna happen because they get another one. Stu goes down in mid. Kenji gets caught out. Oh, he hooks him in! He hooks him in! They despair! They I'm sorry, I'm losing my words. It's because it's just too crazy. What was that? The flickering hook? The flickering hook?
We gotta catch a replay if we can, because that was absolute beauty. I'm lost for words, but you know what? Go ahead, take the Lord. I think Toda is pretty much done for now.
That was ridiculous. That was, what, 3 people underneath the turret. He goes for the hook, flickers away, feeds Chico and the rest into the rest of Omega Esports. That's the wrong team, but you know what I'm saying? Like, these stickers, yeah, they're in other groups, but wow, Omega Esports sitting at 14-3.
That's right, and maybe they're sending signals. It's like, hey, Alter Ego, are you watching this? Like, we're coming after you next.
Evos SG, check it out.
Oh yeah, and the list goes on. I wonder how many more stickers do we see, because early on we saw Moon pop up that M1 sticker, but yep, this Hurricane Down's gonna be setting up, and they might just actually get Heath right across, but he is in safety. Stu gets caught out instead, and Cortese looking for blood, hunting for Chiku as well as Moon. He's already inside of the enemy's base.
What?
And he doesn't care. Drop that missile arrow as much as you may. I will take out your inhibitor turret on the top lane.
He caught it with much gusto. He's like, I'll take it. Don't give it to Hajizi. I'll take it. Now Chico running for his life in his own base. This is not a good spot to be if you are Todak. And it looks like they're just focusing on the base right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just 11 minutes and 15 seconds in. Mid lane gonna be as well the next target. Another ejector onto E1. And ladies and gentlemen, it's just a matter of time. That's gonna be game 1 going over to Omega Esports.
And now the Philippines will top the groups at the moment. Omega really represented it well, with them hungry for the first win. And the champions of MYSG will suffer a first round defeat. But hey, all is not over just yet because this is just 1 out of 3 games in this best of 3 format. So we still got perhaps 2 more to go.
Yep. This is, what, a 12-minute game? Maybe even under. And, I don't know. Todak, they had a solid draft. And in the first maybe 6 or 7 minutes, it looked like Chiku had it going still. But
And right now, let's look at Yelly Hayes with the Eudora, because this Eudora pick almost solidifies the win for Omega Esports, because as you guys can see, he already has the Lightning Transient and he is on the way of creating his Holy Crystal. And once Eudora gets that amazing burst from its ultimate, Chiku will not really have a chance to go forward and do anything. Like, as long as Yelly Hayes is not targeted, he can just stay in the bush or any kind of safe distance. And the moment Chiku or the Claude goes in with the Blazing Duet, will get bursted down very, very fast, instantly winning the team fight for Omega. So honestly, even during the pick and ban phase with the Eudora pick, Omega Esports, in my opinion, they have won the draft. But either way, this is the first game. We have at least 1 more game to go where either Omega will secure 2 points or Toda can push us to a 3rd game. Chiku, unfortunately, even though he already finished his Demon Sword as well as the Golden Staff, which is the core items for Claude, the setup was not there, where we can see in the mid lane, Iwan made a crucial mistake and then brought everyone else with him, where he went into the bush with 3 members of Omega there, and even the Toda, they should have backed off. They realized their tank is gone. Their main source of crowd control is not there. They might as well just back. But right now, let's look at the guy that made it all happen. Let's look at the MVP of Omega Esports, which will be going to Heath with the Jawhead. Yeah, he didn't deal that much damage, but look at the KDA, 1011. He's looking really, really good as Mr. Fundamental. Not really making any mistakes. He knows what he has to do. Go in front and then pull someone back. Especially the roam down bottom after Ruby with the I'm Offended, pulling Stu out of his turret, and then the Jawhead just continues with the ejector, and then after that, ejector after ejector, forcing Team Toda to be away from the team, or better yet, forcing them to be out of position, giving the kills over to his team, only securing 1 kill for himself. So congratulations to Heath for getting the MVP of the first game of the M2 World Championships. But again, this is just the opening series. We have more games after this, but according to the first game, as we see here, perhaps Toda is feeling a little bit nervous, where we can see E1 was not that comfortable with the Akai. Even though Chiku looked really solid on his Claude, the Akai didn't do well. The Cho losing out to 1v1, as well as the Selena not really making any kind of aggressive plays. He mainly stayed in the mid lane, not much rotations to the side lanes, but to be fair, with the advantage that Omega has. And as Leo stated, Team Omega Esports, they are very disciplined. And the thing about disciplined teams, whenever they have an advantage, they hold that advantage. They make sure that the enemy will have very little chances of coming back.